Matt, well done. Back-to-back wins for the first time this season. What was your assessment of that one today?
Really pleased for a number of reasons. Obviously, a clean sheet, winning 1-0, but we've had a real good week in training. And then yesterday morning, we've had a lot of illness in the camp, me included. If I'm going to be honest, today left at 83rd minute and threw up in toilet up here. So yeah, it's hit the group really hard. So I think the character is testament to the group. We were a little bit flat first half. I half expected that, but then I think second half, fair play to the players. They were flat out at the end for the club, and I think that's kind of what this club's all based upon, really, that togetherness in adversity. And I thought the players came through it with flying colours.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a game of few chances, but the talking points really was the bite and the lost count of the number of tackles that you seemed to win today, and it was summed up by that block at the end from Zach, wasn't it?
Yeah, there were lads putting bodies on the line again. Look, we've, as I keep repeating, we've had a lot of illness and a lot of adversity in the camp. Certainly from Friday morning, I felt I had 3 strikers Thursday night, and then by Friday morning it looked like I had 1. So it's been tough. Denzel obviously left this afternoon. We thought he was going to be all right. Jordan Ugle probably shouldn't have played, and he looked like a snowman when he came off. And then lads just putting the bodies at the end. Really, really pleasing. And then obviously Nombe to come back and get a goal here kind of is a cherry on the cake.
So how much did the illness affect team selection today?
Massively. Denzel were playing, Sharif were playing, Ugle weren't playing this morning, not through his own, but he felt he was going to be sick and everything, and then he wanted to give it a go. Obviously Sean McWilliams then found himself out at right wing back. Reece James, obviously we kind of lost last week, but he should be back for Barnsley. Lenny Agbear, we thought were going to be near, so yeah, we were throwing a few numbers around and shapes and systems and setups. At 2 o'clock, room were a bit manic. So just really pleasing to get, as I say, a clean sheet, because look, they're a good team. They've got good players. The top scorers in the division for a reason. And I thought that we kept them at arm's length for the majority of the afternoon.
So we was the intention to start Ajani regardless of the illness? Because I know he obviously came back late, didn't he?
Ajani weren't starting,
right.
So Ajani weren't in. I felt that like he travelled across world, so to kind of play him, I wouldn't have ever necessarily done after an international break. But he looked a little bit fresher than he did when he come back from Wimbledon. So yeah, fair play to him. I think his effort were unbelievable, and like he probably should have scored 2 goals first half, and I think that caught him a little bit by surprise, probably time zones and everything else of it. So yeah, like I said, unbelievable character from Arjani and the rest of the group.
Yeah, I was going to say that must be exactly the kind of attitude that you want to see as manager of your club.
It's unbelievable. I said that to lads at 10-3 before they went out. I went, look, this could make or break you. I like adversity. I think that when this club's been built on it over years, and I think that when things didn't go great, we've all stuck together over. There's a number of examples at this football club over years gone by. So, look, it's not like end of the world. It's not going to end at 5 o'clock today. But I know how much the lads wanted to get back-to-back wins, and I know how much we want to get on a run again. And I know how much they're listening to the messages that we're putting in and how that's coming across. And look, I can't tell you how well we've trained Monday to Thursday, and I was really excited for this game. And then Friday morning, it all kind of went wrong, and then went even worse this morning when I woke up. So yeah, just unbelievable character from the group, unbelievable character from the squad. And I think I need Coco and Ben now.
I was going to say, I mean, just the last thing on that is obviously that the look you've had with injuries this season, you must have just thought it was sod's law in that respect.
Well, somebody texted me saying, what have I done in a previous life this morning? So I think I was good, but I don't know. So yeah, look, it seems to be the look that we're having, but that will change. I've said all along, we don't look for excuses at this football club, we never have done. I'm just really pleased with the resilience that the group have shown.
And one thing that did go to plan was bringing Sam on at half time, and it didn't spark a massive change in the quality of the performance, but he was there on hand to get the goal.
I just think he gives us a threat in behind, like obviously missing Martin Sharif. Jordan is obviously a target man striker, and he needs somebody up there with him. I'm well aware of that. I hadn't had that luxury, and I think that's something that I've repeated quite a lot in press interviews and when I've spoken to yourself. So yeah, it's pleasing that Sam's back. It'll be pleasing next week when Martin is back as well, and Jordan. So it gives us real good options up there, and that's what you want. I think you saw at the end of the game with 20 minutes left. It would have been nice to throw another striker on to take the pressure off the defence a little bit. But again, bringing Raggett and Kelly on and Yearwood and people like that who arguably deserve to be playing, if I'm going to be honest, shows the squad depth that we've got, that I've been saying all along. We just need these players back, and I think today showed that in evidence.
And obviously Keane wasn't expected to play today, but he's ended up getting player of the match as announced in the stadium. So again, testament of that character.
Yeah, well, again, he didn't know till 2:20. So yeah, look, I just think that all the group, we're starting to become a group. We're starting to see the things we do in training. We're starting to understand what I want, what the staff want, what the club want, what it means to wear this badge, what the fans kind of expect, like the tackles and the bits you've said about. That's what this club should be based on. It should be hard work, playing at a tempo, trying to get shots and crosses off. You have to have clean sheets, and that's something that has been concerning for me, if I'm going to be honest. But again, I know that once I get my players back, they will come. So the fact that it's a 1-0 win, a clean sheet, Nombi's scored, we're at home again. This form has been excellent. It bodes well for the future.
And it obviously has been a really tough few months. You know, there's been some strong opinions from some fans, but obviously you're on your best run now since you started at the club back in April. So is that kind of that reward for that time? And like you say, bodies coming back in, Sean back in today, all that kind of thing.
I think majority of fans have been really good with me, if I'm going to be honest. I think that there's a lot of good people at this football club. Unfortunately, at times, the ones who don't see it are ones who have the microphones, aren't they? So that is what it is. Look, you're always going to come under criticism as a manager. I'm as frustrated as some of the fans. I want to win every game we possibly play. So I understand that. I thank them for the patience, because I've asked for patience, because I think it needs it. I think the club needs a rebuild. I've said this all along. I think we're seeing signs of it happening. Look, it's not just going to happen and everything's going to be rosy in the garden, as I've said a number of times, but it's going to take hard work and character and desire. And I think you saw all them in abundance today from 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
And hopefully a few days rest now, and then you've got the big one next week.
Yeah, they're all big. Look, Barnsley's no bigger game than today was. So we'll treat it exactly the same. I'm well aware of the record with Barnsley and all the rest of it, and it'll be a game we'll go and try and attack, and it'll be good to have people fit and fresh and ready to go again.